There is no denying, movies have a great deal of influence in our lives. They can open our eyes to different cultures, different times, both real and fantasy, and they can spark our imagination. They can reinforce stereotypes, such as those relating to race or gender, or pave the way for change by shattering them. We can become so engrossed in the world of our favorite film that we try to emulate it, long after we've left the cinema or switched off Netflix. Cosplay, for example, has become hugely popular, and the internet is bursting with indie producers selling everything from Disney-themed home decor to Star Wars-themed food and drink. But how far does this influence go? Do movies really contribute to the exotic wildlife trade? Can the presence of animals in these movies really encourage people to bring them home into their lives as pets? My name is Dr Diogo Veríssimo, and I'm a researcher in the biology department at the University of Oxford. As part of my research, I'm interested to understand the social motivations that drive people's interest in wildlife. Interestingly, there's evidence that films can influence society's perception of animals, even as far back as the 1930s, when movies like 101 Dalmatians and Lassie influenced dog breeds that became popular across the United States. A while ago, I read several media articles that piqued my interest. Media headlines around the world were arguing that Pixar's Finding Nemo was driving the trade in clownfish for pets. This was an intriguing hypothesis, but was there any evidence for it? Therefore, when Pixar's later movie Finding Dory came out, my colleagues and I got to work, trying to understand if such a link really exists. Dory is a blue tank fish, a species that is found in coral reefs in the Pacific and Indian Oceans. We wanted to know if, as the press was reporting, more people were buying this fish as a result of the film. Interestingly, while we did find an increase in searches online for blue tang after the movie's release, we did not find an increase in imports of this fish into the United States. Nor did we see an increase in visits of US aquaria where people could go see this species. These data align with the results of another one of our studies, which looked at the relationship between the Harry Potter franchise and the trade in owls in the UK. Again, we found no relationship between the sales of movies or movie attendance and the number of owls abandoned or bought in the country. This research is important because it helps to dispel these rumors and target conservation efforts will be needed the most.